In the early days of NASCAR, teams relied on visual signals such as a large pit board for chalking instructions. But nowadays, with the advent of two-way radio, the driver can communicate with his crew chief throughout the race. And just as importantly, his eye in the sky, the team spotter.
I want to keep Kevin safe. I mean, that is my number one priority for me as a spotter, is just keeping him safe so he can race again the next week. And the second thing, and probably, arguably the most important now, is just as a competitive advantage, I guess would be, what we're up there for, to try to help him do whatever he needs to do to get to victory lane.
Doing good, Kevin. 1.1 clear, all the way up, all the way, all the way.
Their role is very crucial, because if you're trying to hit your marks perfect every lap and you're watching out what's going on in front of you, to have somebody that's the eyes to tell you what's going on both sides of the car and behind the car, it's a crucial role.
The amount of radio chatter generated by a team varies with individual personalities, and for Fedewa, keeping Harvick informed and guiding him calmly through traffic is all in a day's work.
Still there, right side, clear all the way up, Kevin.
Timmy never gets wound up. No matter the situation, he never gets wound up about anything, and I would call him very monotone as far as the way that he comes across the radio, whether it's a big situation or a small situation. He's pretty much the same voice, and that's important.
It's got to be somebody that Kevin trusts 100%, and it's got to be somebody the crew chief trusts 100%. And I think that's what's cool about Timmy, is Timmy's almost turned into a brother in a way. The biggest thing in that position is just that trust. I think if he tells him he's clear, then Kevin knows that he's clear, and I think that's really important in what we do today.
Rodney's constantly relaying stuff to me to tell to Kevin, so Rodney talked to me, and I'm still talking to Kevin while he's on the track.
One more here, 3 wide bottom again. Stay low, it's going to be 4 wide getting in 3. Keep digging low, low, low. Let me get up there, outside now, outside. 2 by 2 here.
Just anything that can give you an advantage, even if you don't use it. If the driver's getting sick of hearing your voice, he'll tell you to be quiet, and then we'll chill out.
Fortunately for Harvick, Fedewa himself, a former driver, understands when and when not to communicate with the man in the cockpit.
Got a block now here, trying to go inside.
The thing I like about Tim is just the fact that he's very calm, and for me, I'm a little bit high-strung, so to have a guy that has a lot of experience, knowing what you're dealing with in the car, standing up there, doesn't take things personally.
At your door, coming back even.
Every week's a little different, When it's hot and muggy out, I know that he's probably not going to be too chatty, so you keep it pretty short. You just feel him out like you would your spouse or something. I mean, you just kind of dip your feet in the water and go from there.
3 wide top, you're good, keep it going, keep it going. Clear by 2, bring it home here, hit your mark. There you go, nice and smooth. You got the good stuff now. Holy cow! Unbelievable!
He's competitive, and I know the feeling, we all know the feeling, our whole race team's like that. And that's just the way we want it. We're not passive people. But you also want him to stay focused, and most of the great ones like Kevin are able to do that.
The spotters, perched high above the grandstands, have formed a special bond over the years, and though usually friendly, arguments can happen in the heat of battle.
There's been a few fights up there, a little pushing and yelling. There's always yelling. But at the end of the day, when the race is over, we mend our fences and go on to the next one. So only the strong survive up there, and I think it's kind of cool the way it's all, we've got a good group of people.
This year, SHR are fast across the board, and team leader Harvick has already notched up 7 victories in his title quest. But the pressure will be on until the finale at Homestead.
It's awesome. Something you don't take for granted, because, I've been in racing my whole life, and I know that these type of seasons and years don't come along only so often, and some people never get them, so I don't take it for granted. I try to seize the moment, and I think we've done a good job with the team. Rodney's a good leader, and Kevin's a good leader, and we don't take it for granted. We know we have to work hard, and we don't want it ever to end, so we try not to get lazy. We just keep working like we've never won a race before, and I think that's the cool part about our team, the 4 guys. They seem to dig into that, and that's kind of our mindset.